פרשת עבדה בהדונה שם לכם מקורנו וערב על עננה מנחת יהודה וירושלים כמעולם ושנים קדמוניות תנא דבי אליהו כל השונה הלכות בכל יום מובטח לו שבון העולם הבא שנאמר הליכות עולם לא עתיקי הליכות אלא הלכות.
Chazak u'baruch, Boker Tov. Welcome to the next minyan. Rabotai, we're always asked the same question regarding what a person, it says in the Ramah, in the Shulchan Aruch, in Hilchot Shabbat, there's a mitzvah, not an obligation, but there's a mitzvah some pious women have, that they make chalot every Shabbat. They bake it in the oven. What's the reason why they want to make chalot on Shabbat? You can go to the bakery now and buy. First of all, it tastes better. Sometimes the homemade is better. That's one thing. But also, there's another thing. They want to make the bracha for the challah, That's the whole thing. To make a bracha, to separate the challah, to do the mitzvah of separating challah. So that's why they do it. So the question is, how much does the dough have to be in order to make a bracha on it? How big does it have to be? The size, right? So the truth is that according to Halichot Olam, and also Yechad Adat and Yalkut Yosef, all these books, they say the same thing. We're talking about 1,560 grams, 1.560 kilo, which is about 3.5 pounds. 3.5 pounds. If a person makes a dough that large, he's allowed to take challah with it, with a bracha. Baruch Hashem. Right? So this is the way to do it. Also, another question which is asked is, what about cakes? If a person is making a dough for cakes, from mezonot, is he supposed to take challah from there? The answer is yes. If he's making that size, 3.5 pounds of dough, he takes also for the cakes as well. But if the cakes are smaller, he's making like each one small, so then what he should do is, when he finishes baking them, in the end, takes it out of the oven, he puts it into like one basket, one kli, and combines them into one. So this way, when he combines them, it becomes like one. So therefore, even though each one of them is small, if it's all together 3.5 pounds of dough, in there, he can also make over there bracha for the challah and separate the challah. Baruch Hashem, that's the way to do it. Now I'll ask you another question, right? Which is a funny question, but sometimes it happens, you never know in life. Let's say a person forgot to buy chalot, altogether. He doesn't have any chalot in the house. Whatever, he doesn't have enough. For Silah Shlishit, no chalot. So what should he do? Right? Sometimes, the neighbor won't give you because he doesn't have extra. I don't know, whatever. So it's not always a solution to go to the neighbor. So then what can a person do? It says in the Shulchan Aruch, maybe a lot of people don't know this, but a person, what he can do is, he can go to the store on Shabbat. Can you imagine? Going to the store, 108, going to 108, going to the Goyish store over there. The Jewish stores are closed, right? You can't go to the Jewish store. You go into a Goyish store, and what you do is, he knows you, this guy, right? So you're not going to pay him money, right? No cash, right? You don't have any money on you. It's muktzah. You're not allowed to pay him money, and also you're not allowed to mention the price. So what you do is, you just take the loaf and you show it to him. It says, here, you see, I'm taking this. Bye-bye. He knows you. He knows you're going to pay him later. Don't tell him I'm going to pay you later. Don't tell him the price, and don't show him any money. Just like that, right? If he knows you like that, you're allowed to do this according to halakha. No problem, right? So if you're lacking chalot, on Shabbat, yeah. If you're lacking chalot, this is the way to do it. What can you do, right? Sometimes a person is forgot, whatever it is, right? He didn't get a chance to buy it. So he goes to the goy and then whatever. I remember one time, I was on 108. I spoke to one of the goyish stores over there. So he told me, he says, there's one Jew, every time he comes on Shabbat, he takes things from me, some fruits, some things, He says, I know he doesn't pay, he just takes it. But the problem is, he says, that he doesn't come back and pay, afterwards. So, this is not good, you have to understand, the whole point is, you gotta come back and pay. Don't stiff the guy, because you're gonna be, you know what that's called, right? It's called gazlan, you're a thief, right? The person doesn't pay his bills, just takes the chalot, takes the watermelon, home to his house, and doesn't pay for it afterwards. Afterwards, you have to go back and pay there. That's the whole idea, right?